I'd like to set the stage about what brings us here today. Imagine coming out of the store after running an errand for your family and coming across an active crime scene. There's a person critically injured on the ground. Talk about being in the right place at the wrong time. Lily was that person walking out of the store. She was faced with a choice: to leave, to stand by, or to take action. Lily chose to do the right thing at the right time for the right reason. She immediately jumped in to render first aid until emergency medical services arrived. She relied on her educational experience she received here in her sports medicine class taught by Mr. Chris Murphy. Lily's courageous and selfless act serves as an example for all of us. She showed courage, bravery, and sacrifice in the face of a tragic situation. And we, Lily, are all proud of your actions. I would now like to introduce Ashley Dawson, President of the Alderwood Terrace Rotary Club.
Hi, my name is Ashley Dawson. One of the tenets of Rotary is service above self. This motto was created years and years ago, and when we heard about Lily's actions and her quick thinking, our club knew that we wanted to honor her. We know that taking care of people in difficult times can be very hard, and regardless of what happens, Lily, every person deserves to know that someone cared about them, and every family member should know that their family members were taken care of. And you did that, and that was a huge sacrifice to make. And our club just wants you to know how much we care for you and honor what you've done. You and I have had a little chance to check in, but we know that these kinds of things stay with you forever. And we're just so honored and grateful to know that our community has a person like you in it, and that you're going to grow your own career in serving people too. So that's so exciting. So our award, you want to come up? So this award recognizes you for what you do with our service above self on here. Our club always likes to have new members who take care of the community, but wherever you go, even in Western, there will be a Rotary Club that will probably be very excited to have you join someday. So there's that, but then also, we want you to take care of you. So here's a little gift card for you to do something for you.
Thank you.
And just know that we're so proud of you and that we're thinking of you too, and we just support you as you kind of go through your journey. And some days are always harder than others, and so thanks for everything.
Thank you.
I've been an administrator for nearly 30 years. Sergeant Bird has been in the law enforcement about the same amount of time, and we were both choked up as we were talking about this story in my office. And so it is a very moving situation. So Sergeant Bird, come on up.
This is something that's a life-altering event, and we've talked about this, and what you did that day is one of the most compassionate, courageous things I've seen in a very, very long time. And that's a testament to who you are as a person, and it speaks to your core values. And you know, it's like most institutions, we have a process in place. When I reached out to Lily and her family, I said, hey, you know, this is something that needs to be recognized and it needs to be celebrated. And you know, Lily is a very compassionate person, and I don't think she'd mind me sharing this, but you know, she wrote a letter to the victim's family that we made sure that you know, that they received. And again, it's an amazing thing. It gives me hope for the future, quite honestly, that there are people like you. The majority of people, I think, are like you. And yeah, so anyways, now I'll turn it over to the chief, and the chief has something that he'll present to you.
Thanks, Sarge. It's like Sergeant Bird and others have said, you know, it's rare to find somebody that leads to the action. You know, your natural instinct when confronted by something that serious is to step back, and it's an innate thing. I don't think it's something you necessarily can teach, but some people have that that drive to you know, have to jump in and help. I know our officers that were there as well were tremendously impressed. It was a point of discussion after the event. and then to find out it's a high school senior that's jumping using some excellent training from the high school, and assisting the officers and jumping right in there is really amazing. I know there's a discussion about crisis and opportunity, and within every crisis there's an opportunity, and I personally am just so impressed with you seizing that opportunity in the midst of a really terrible crisis and doing everything you could to help the victim, and then as Sergeant Bird mentioned, then to follow up with that afterwards and to reach out to the victim's family. It's really very special. I'd like to read this. And well, how do we get to a appreciation letter like this? Is we have a discussion internally. It's not just a formality. We get it. So there's discussion internally. People discuss about what the appropriate action is. And Sergeant Bird was a driving force behind this. Really wanted to recognize you. So I'm going to go ahead and read this. You want to come up here with me? So it's a letter of appreciation from Lynnwood Police Department to community member Lily Caldwell. On the morning of January 25th, 2021, a serious assault occurred in the parking lot of the Lynnwood Fred Meyer. The victim suffered a stab wound to his leg. As the suspects were departing the scene, you exited the store and saw the victim in medical distress, suffering a life-threatening bleeding emergency. While other persons were acting as bystanders, you took the initiative, approached the scene, assessed the victim, and started applying direct pressure to his wounds in an attempt to save his life. When the first officer arrived at the scene, they provided you with a tourniquet, which you applied and continued to render first aid to the victim until medics arrived. Your attempt to save a stranger's life exemplifies a selfless, courageous, and deeply empathetic spirit. While others stood by, you stepped forward. The Lynnwood Police Department commends you for your decisive and powerful actions in rendering necessary assistance while attempting to save a life. Thank you. I know you enjoy being up in front of people about as much as I do, but if you want to say a few things? You want to say anything? Or?
Nope, I'm good.
Well, I think first, thank you to the high school for arranging this. It's not often we get to really celebrate a community member that does something this special, and so I'm sure this is a start of you doing great things. I have no doubt you've probably been this way your whole life. I probably asked your parents, they probably come up with a lot of examples of you jumping in when things need to be done. I'm sure you'll do great things the rest of your life. And I appreciate just the jumping in and trying to save another person. It's a special thing. Like as I mentioned to you, you carry it with you forever, but you should also carry with you the fact that you took action when many others wouldn't. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, folks, and I appreciate you all coming. And again, we're just so proud of you, Lily. And go Mavs. And I guess for you, go Vikings next year, right? As you go on to Western Washington University. All right, thank you.